Hi there, my name's Lisa and I live on the central coast of New South Wales in Australia. I'm doing this vlog because I've had a dream for a very long time to move to the country, have a little country cottage somewhere, a garden to grow vegetables and fruit trees and have some chickens, and basically live a peaceful life, learning to be, if not fully self-sustaining, then at least semi-self-sustainable, and to live sufficiently. That's become really important to me. And I guess in a way I've always lived sufficiently, at least for the last 20 years or so, because as a woman on my own, raising a child on my own, and not really having much of an income at all. Being on a low income means that you don't have money to splurge on things. You know, you really do try at least to meet just your basic needs, pay the rent, pay the electricity bill. So in a way, I guess I've always lived sufficiently because I've had to. Now, you've probably already figured out I'm not young. I'm in my mid-late 50s. And at this age, it's becoming more and more difficult to find work. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of planning towards moving to the country, to my simple rural life. And part of that planning has involved, yes, years of dreaming about it, and in my head getting a really good idea of what I really want. It's taken a long time to get to the point where I actually can really start making plans to make that happen. And I guess for many years I dreamt about it, didn't feel that I could do it, especially in the financial situation that I've been in. I knew that I would have to pay to have things like cleaning done and someone to come and help me to pack and do all of those sort of things. And it was just not financially possible for me to do that, because rents have gone up, including my rent, and the cost of living has, as you all know, really gone up. It's now or never for me. Basically, if I'm going to move, I have to do it soon, because otherwise, then I'll be back where I started, and even in a worse position, because the rents are going up. I really can't afford to be here anymore. My work is insecure, and if I lose that work and have to be living on full welfare, that's not going to even cover the rent, let alone anything else, let alone any of the other basic needs. So, so this has made me more determined than ever. It does mean that I'm now looking at properties that are much cheaper. I'm now looking for properties, even if it's one bedroom, for up to about $200 a week, and that's asking a lot. It also means that I have to look further afield than I was looking. I was wanting to move up to the Upper Hunter or the Lower New England region, but that's going to be too expensive for me, for two-bedroom places up there, and I do need space for my office. I don't have it here. I'm in a two-bedroom place here. Mason has a bedroom and I have a bedroom. And then my office, I'll show you quickly. This is my little unit, which is a bit untidy, my apologies. So my unit is basically open plan kitchen, office, dining, window, and this is my little lounge area. So that's it. And it is very difficult to work in the main living space. It's okay when I'm on my own. And now that Mason's grown up, it has become a bit easier, because he's not running around yelling and screaming and, doing what boys do. However, I do need to make sure that if I move into a 1-bedroom place, that there is sufficient room for my office. A 2-bedroom would obviously be preferable, because then I can have a separate office space. And it does also mean that when Mason comes to visit, that there's a space for him. So I'm asking a lot at $200 a week, but they are out there. I'm telling you, for those of you who want to do what I'm wanting to do, they are out there, but you do have to go much further afield. So I'm hoping in about 8 weeks' time that I should be ready to actually really start looking properly. And I'm always looking on the real estate websites at properties, so that I'm keeping myself aware of what's out there and doing my research. At the moment, I have looked around the Riverina area, which is, for those of you outside of Australia, is sort of southern New South, sort of west New South Wales-ish. It's where all the farming takes place, basically. It's our food bowl. You've got the Riverina, you've got the southwest slopes and plains. So I've been looking around those areas, and for a while I was sort of thinking about Wagga Wagga. And, you know, if you're outside of Australia, you can look these up on the map. Wagga Wagga, up to Orange and west of Orange out to Parks. Beautiful rural areas. But even those are getting a bit expensive. There is occasionally places up around sort of the outer areas of Parks, and then going more west. I still love the Upper Hunter and the New England. And recently I've been looking online around the Moree area, which is upper New England, near the border of New South Wales and Queensland, but inland, about 4.5 hours drive, I think, from Brisbane, but on the New South Wales side. And it's sort of looking at the temperature there. It's hot in summer, cool in winter. I think the nights are cooler because it's sort of moving away from, it sort of sits in the middle of, in the center of 3 temperature zones and growing zones, if you like. I'm currently in sort of warm temperate zone where I am on the Central Coast. Moree is between kind of the arid zone of Western New South Wales and Queensland, and the subtropical zone of the northeast New South Wales and up into Queensland, and the temperate zone where I am now. I've never been there, but I really want to visit. I know that Moree had some crime issues years ago, but my research online sort of indicates that it's better than it was. And please, you know, if you know about areas that you think I might look at, or areas that I've talked about, and you know about those areas, please put your ideas and your thoughts and your suggestions in the comments, because this is all new to me. So if you want to make comments and suggestions, please do. I would really appreciate that, if you know about these areas. Yeah, so Moree looks interesting. I've looked at photos of the area, and there are cheaper rentals up there. They've got a health service, they've got a shopping centre. It's a quite a good sized regional town with all of those services, which at my age is important. I'm now 57. I don't know how I got here. And quite honestly, I don't know really how I got here because of my health issues, but I'm feeling pretty good, and I think I'm excited about following this dream and making it a reality, and that makes me feel good. And of course, when we feel good, you know, mentally and emotionally, then it helps us physically to feel good as well. And this is something that I do have to take into consideration, is my physical health. I know that I'm not going to be able to do things quickly. I have to do things a little bit at a time, which is why I'm giving myself 6 to 8 weeks, because I've been in this unit now for 12 years. I've been here a long time renting, and which is the longest I've ever lived in one place. And so I've built up a lot of stuff. You know, if you're like me and you've moved a lot because you're a renter, you've had to move a lot to follow, you know, to follow the rent you can afford. Every time you move, you chuck out a whole heap of stuff, you have a big declutter, you get rid of things. And, you know, if you do that every couple of years, it's easy. But having lived here for 12 years, it's like moving from a house that you own, I guess. I've got a lot of stuff, and I need to declutter, I need to downsize. Not so much with furniture, although that may have to happen too because of the cost of removalists, and because I'm likely to have to move quite a distance. The removalist costs alone could be way outside my outside my league. So I may still have to get rid of quite a bit of furniture. I'm hoping not. It takes a long time when you're on a low income to gather furniture and things like that, even secondhand furniture, which most of my stuff is. So I'm hoping I don't have to get rid of too much, but I certainly have a lot of stuff that, you know, I keep for a rainy day. As you can see, I'm a big girl, and my weight fluctuates because of my health issues. And so I'll have, like, you know, five or six lots of clothes in different sizes, so that I'm not constantly buying clothes. But now at my age, I know I'm never going to be a size 12 again, if I ever was. So I don't need to be holding on to all those clothes. For example, my garage is full of stuff. I've got work stuff down there. I've been collecting boxes over the last 18 months and just stacking them in there. Everything that I can't fit in the unit, because the unit doesn't have much storage at all. We have no pantry, we have no linen cupboard, we have none of that. The only storage are the kitchen cupboards, and a little bit of storage in the top of the built-in wardrobe in my bedroom. So everything gets stored in the garage, along with my 23-year-old Mitsubishi Lancer, she's just a beautiful little car, and I'm so grateful for that car. She just keeps going, thank goodness. I've built up a lot of stuff and I need to get rid of it, and I can't do it all at once because of my health. I need to just take things a little bit at a time. So I want to document all of that. I want to document my process. I'm a planner, so I have a spreadsheet and everything, which I'll share with you. I have started a little Patreon page, which I'll put in the show notes, as they call them, here on YouTube. And I will put things in there to show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And as I learn to use YouTube and as I learn to edit these videos, I'll also kind of cut in with things like that as well, so that you can see what I'm doing. And hopefully for those of you who are wanting to do the same thing, especially if you're my age and you're sort of feeling like it's really overwhelming, and it is, I get that, it's really overwhelming, which is why it's taken me so long to get to this point. But I am hoping that as I go along and share what I'm doing, that it might help you. And I'm also hoping that as I share with you, that you'll also share with me in the comments and on Patreon about any ideas or thoughts you might have. If you see me, you know, doing something that and you think, wow, you could be doing that in a much easier way, share it with me, please. I'd really appreciate that. I'm going to try and be as well. I can only be authentically me in doing this, and I am still learning to use YouTube and all that means. I know this has been quite a long vlog, but as an introduction, you know, I know this one's a little bit long, But I'm really hoping that you'll join me on this journey. Um, uh, I'm really doing this for myself at this point because I don't know how many people are going to be interested in sharing the journey of a 57-year-old woman with health issues who's wanting to move to the country. I really don't know. But if you're here and you think you'd like to join me on the journey, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss any vlogs that come along. I'm planning to vlog at least a couple of times a week, even if I record some stuff over a few days. At the moment, I don't have a video camera or a GoPro. Really excited about getting a GoPro so that I can take you all with me. I do have a little mobile phone. I don't know about the video quality of that, but I will use it if I'm sort of out and about and doing something that that I think might be of interest to you, or that is sort of exciting about and has to do with these plans. You'll learn more about me as we go along, I guess, about the work that I do and my hopes and dreams, and I hope to hear about your hopes and dreams too. Anyway, I think I'll leave it here. I've definitely talked enough. For the moment, as I said, for the moment, I will just be doing mostly this kind of vlogging here in my little unit as I'm going, and I'll take photos and hopefully take little snippets of video of things that I'm doing as I go. And all being well, some of you will subscribe and hopefully want to follow me on this journey and help me to get there. And that's what the Patreon page is for. If you'd like to donate a little bit each month, that will help me get my GoPro quicker for sure. Together we will follow this nose and see where it leads us. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again soon.